Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm trying to get all the technical difficulties out of the way. And you are able to hear the music and myself, then definitely drop me a one in the chat box if you do not mind. I'm going to make sure that I didn't forget to send out these links, and I have. So some people are still hitting me for links, as you can see. Hold on one second for me, guys. Let's get this rocking and rolling. There we go. I got it going now. So make sure that you have your pen and paper. And if you guys are new, my name is Michael Holmes. And what we're doing, this is a challenge. This is a challenge to make sure that your 2023, right? Your 2023 is a lot better. Not saying that you had a bad time, but hey, if you did, if you didn't, let's have a better time in 2023. All right. So looks like everybody can hear me just fine. So what we'll be doing is what I want you to think about is your purpose. What is it that you're trying to produce in life, right? What is it? Who are you serving, right? What are your goals in life? If you are to say, if you had all the money in the world, if you had all the time in the world, what would you be doing? Okay. If you think from that aspect, then your hard work will know where you're going. But if you're always just working for that next dollar, then you wake up and you'll be 85, not knowing exactly what I've done my whole life, right? Just working. As I've seen so many times, I've not been made or born to work and then die, right? So what I want you to do is to understand where we're coming from. And just to give you a little story, please forgive me just developing a little tickle here. But what y'all want to do is, if you have a new to the story, this is Renewed Excellence Advancing Leadership University. And what our goal is to do is to help you to develop you into your purpose. Whatever this purpose is, you can be doing for profit, you can be doing nonprofit, you can be doing a calling, right? Whatever this is, it is your goal to achieve this, right? And so a lot of times we're looking around for different things, but we don't find it because we're always looking for, generally it's a tactic that we're looking for that's going to produce our purpose, but it's not a tactic that's going to do it, right? It's the strategy, what develops as your character in life. Because how you do one thing is how you're going to carry out everything, right? If you tend to quit, normally when you start doing something that you're trying to help yourself change or challenge yourself, if you're normally somebody that quits, before you actually reach that goal line, then you may want to tune in and get the personal development features going so that you tune in and get what's right for you and don't quit, right? That reminds me of so many stories that you hear. And there's one that I heard before where it says that there was a guy or two guys that was near a lake, and the guy said, "Hey, what's the secret to your success?" Right? And the guy didn't say anything. He just looked over, looked off into the sky. And then he asked him one more time, and he got a little closer to him and said, "What is the key to your success?" And what he did was he grabbed the guy, pushed him underneath the water, right? And he just held him there and held him and held him. And then he finally let him up. And he said, when you desire success, as much as you desire that next breath of air, then you're guaranteed to succeed, okay? So when you think about life like that, then it is something that you can achieve. There's always going to be ups, downs, lefts, rights, but it's up to you to develop the strong character that's going to get you over, okay? So let's jump into it right away so we can see, how we're going to help, because our goal is to make sure that you are achieving your purpose. We don't have anything for you to buy. We don't have anything for you to, do other than say, hey, I want to do this, and you guys are going to help me do this, and we're going to give you the steps to do that particular thing, okay? And now what I'm going to do is get out of the way so that you can see a better part of the piece there. There we go. So we will go over to our section here. And what I want to do, if you are, wherever you're calling from, wherever you're viewing from, you're watching this on the YouTube. So go ahead and take a second or two and drop down who you are so I can know who's out there, right? So who you are, well, you don't have to say who you are because it definitely says that, but just go ahead and say where you are viewing from, okay? So we'll see where everybody's looking in from, okay, as we get this thing rolling. So let me take a little bit of here. Take care of that tickle. Because I know we got people that are out there that are trying and have been looking to do something that fulfills them, right? Something that gives you some choices, some options in life, right? And so that's what we're here to do, right? And I do have a red cup. I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's nothing but water, right? Nothing but water. All right. Once again, like I said, my name is Michael Holmes in the Real University, and I started doing real estate back when I was 18 years old. That's when I started learning. I probably got my first break when I was about 20 or so. And then from there, we've been doing houses here, rehabs here. We've been helping people to save houses, so after about, I want to say a few years, let's say up to 2008, I had gathered about 62 houses or so, right? We had done almost 200 different transactions, but I had held about 60 different transactions, okay? 60 different houses. And what happened was around 2008, the market crashed, right? And so they bailed out the banks and everything like that, but the banks didn't turn around and help us out that was borrowing from the banks, right? So I lost in a very short period of time all of those houses and approximately $4 million in assets, okay? So now what I'm doing is I'm using a strategy to show individuals how to overcome and not get into that same situation, okay? And that's where the Real University came from. And Real just simply stands for Renewing Excellence and Advancing Leadership. The real you, okay? This is not another pill, potion, lotion, wrap, tea, right? We don't have anything like those. But if you are doing those, we're going to give you the support that you need to achieve those things, right? So now we're talking about your purpose. And then from that purpose, you're going into what? Planning. You got to see exactly what you're doing. Like they say, you got to count the cost before you go into war, right? You got to find out exactly what it's going to cost you. So a lot of times we jump into something just because we see something get succeeding for somebody else, but we don't have any planning in place. Excuse me. My goodness. Thank you. I can seem to get rid of that thing there. So once you're planning, right? So now you're using your imagination, you're casting the vision. Now you're getting to a place to where you can see, right, where you're going. Because a lot of times we go to accomplish something and we don't have a business plan, all right? Or we're wanting to have let's say for instance, a great vacation, but we have not done the time to say, hey, how much is this vacation going to cost? And I got a year to plan it and I can split this up into 12 months, right? But generally we are a reactionary people, right? So we want to become a responding people to where we're planning. And then when you start planning, you develop a proper procedure. You have the step-by-step plans, and that's where you get your confidence from, right? But the planning, the preparation, okay? Now you develop a pattern. When you have the pattern in place, now it's time for you to do what? Prosper. And this becomes ongoing or perpetual, okay? And so this is what we're going to give you, a solid plan. Now, if you're here and you have decided that, hey, I'm not the one to do hard work on myself, I'm not the one to actually achieve much because I don't think that I have the confidence to do so, then hey, we want to show you that we can give you the necessary things that you can learn that gives you the confidence, that the personal, the growth and the development that you need to believe in yourself. But if you already saying that, I know, hey, some people have told me, hey, Michael, I'm not going to do it. I've had bad credit so far, and I'm just going to find a way to get by. And I've been, in living this way, so I'm just going to continue to try to get by, right? And so if that's your case, then hey, it's okay to hit that button, and go ahead and log off. Because what we want to do, we want to improve, right? We want to get those individuals that are self-motivated and say, hey, when something happens, I know that if it's good, then something's going to get in front of me that I'm gonna have to go through or go over, right? And so we want those types of individuals that are going to be there, because everybody knows that there's only two types of people, right? There's those of us that are on purpose. There's those of you that have tuned in right now, and you guys are on purpose, okay? You know what you want. You may not know exactly the steps. You may not know, right, the individual things, but you know. So you're on purpose. You're just trying to find that key, the right people, the right network, the right resources that's going to really help you, right? Not another snake in the grass. But then we have those that are just wondering generalities. You send them out there, right? They just don't care, right? It does not matter where they end up, as long as they can have the beat the Joneses, so to say, right? So we don't want to be those people. This is not that type of call. I don't have something to say, hey, somebody over here has made this type of money, so come over here and you can make it too, because that's not the case. Yes, people are making this type of money, but you may not do what it takes. You may not do what Yashika Morris did to get to where she's going. Okay, you may not do what JR did. You may not do what Cassandra did, right? You may not do what those individuals are doing to get to where they're going. Okay, so what we're focusing on is personal and business and leveraging credit. So personal credit, business credit, and leveraging that credit. Leveraging credit just means creating assets. Without assets, something that's going to pay you over and over again from doing an activity once, then you're going to be exchanging your dollars for hours for the rest of your life. You only have so much time in a day. So if you're trying to achieve a goal, you can't be exchanging your hours for somebody else's dollars. You have to start exchanging your dollars to make money with more dollars, right? You want your dollars to create dollars. That's what we call assets, okay? So when you become a part, we automatically assign you a client portal that's going to be a portal for your clients and also for yourself to start working on your credit, okay? And this is only for you all that are tuning in right now, okay? Because normally without this challenge, the personal credit portal is normally a $500 fee, right? But those of you that are here tonight, we're going through, and you've already started registering, most of you, into that particular portal, okay? So step one, let's get that personal credit to 680 or better, okay? And if that is a 680 better, that's when you start to changing things, okay? And so let me take a second and say hey to Hatchet Chronicles, or Terry Hatchet, nice member out there in Riverdale, Georgia, right? And then we got Alonzo Sims, hi there. And then we got Miss Sharon Avant as well, right? So we just saying, hey, welcome. So as we're diving in, you want to get to a place to where you understand that a 700 score is worth more than $1 million cash, okay? And so you may say, Michael, if I got $1 million cash, I don't need a 720 score. You don't understand, okay? And see, that's the challenge. We want to help you understand, okay? So once we get there, now you can obtain real estate investment funds, okay? Something so that you can create assets for you and yours, right? Now, within that particular file, depending on the structure, depending on your following of what we're doing, okay, you can obtain somewhere between 40 to 100,000 during that process. That's accordingly to the different parameters, right? It's not a promise, but it's according to how you respond, what's on your credit, and what you listen to us to help you to do. Excuse me. All right. So now from there, you're able to, now you can see over and above. Now you're able to pay less in interest, right? All these different things, you're able to obtain better in insurance as well. See, credit has a lot of influence upon the things that we are paying for. Okay. And so now we go into building business credit, okay? Because without business credit, you're putting your SSN, your social security number, at risk every time. It's okay to start out that way, but you should be running toward building business credit so at least you're able to partner. So even with a startup, you're able to partner with your 680 or 720 score so that now you're able to start your business credit to growing. You're able to start establishing business vendors, right? Now you're able to establish some business lines to pay off the personal lines of credit, okay? Now, as you're doing this, we're going to help you and point you out. Every Thursday, we're going to be getting together, showing individuals what we're doing, and then demonstrating what we're doing, okay? So once we are going through and you graduate, okay, you if you want to use the words, you matriculate through the university, right? You can graduate. You got great personal credit. You're establishing business credit or have established business credit. Now you're paying off the personal lines, okay? You also are going to establish the profit as well, okay? And we'll talk about how to establish those types of things. See, a lot of people are out there advertising, hey, I can show you how to get this card, this card, this card. But hey, what do you do when you get that card? Do you understand profit and loss statements, right? What do you do, right, when that card gets over a certain percentage and your credit score drops, right? What happens then when you don't have a plan for that particular thing, right? We want to have a plan, okay, so that we can separate ourselves from our social security number. See, when you do that, most individuals say, yeah, I'm generating my LLC or my EIN, right? Like, that's great. But what then? I've met people that have 10 years old and they don't have any business credit on it, but they feel like because they've been doing business that they should have business credit. And that's not the case, right? So what do you do? Do you continue to flail around thinking that maybe I'll bump into something free and somebody will just help me out? Well, here you go, right? Your starting point is here. Now, we're going to teach you not only just to do your initial LLC, but how to build a real you profile. And that's simply understanding how to create another you. And we won't jump into too much of that because that is a proprietary information. That's for us only. So we'll show you how to consistently grow EINs, right? You develop one, grow another one, right? We'll come back to that. So then we move into leveraging credit or creating assets. Personal credit plus business credit allows you to leverage credit, which is creating assets, right? Because we don't only just want to create a current lifestyle to where we're just making money and exchanging it for bills, right? We don't want to do that. We want to get to a place where the bills are paid off, right? And now we have assets coming in that overtakes all the bills that we have. So now we have no need to work. And that's simple. If you have $2,000 that is going out in bills and just basic stuff like your home, right? Things like that, you paid off your card, all those types of things, right? Now you got $4,000 a month coming in from houses. Now you pay that off and you got an extra $2,000 a month coming in extra, and you didn't even get out of the bed, okay? So you have to train yourself to do that. Just like if you're losing weight, you can't just say, I want to lose weight and then 20 pounds drop off, right? It's just like this. You can't say I want better credit and never do anything about it. You can't say, I want to do this particular purpose and never do anything about it, right? But what did we do? We combined Real University and we started looking for different companies, right? We started trying to find companies that we could partner with, because if you are always the smartest individual in the room, then you need to start changing rooms, or else you're going to start to feeling like, hey, I'm not growing, because you're not, right? Now, the company that we found, 17 years old, so it already had a proven track record, because we wanted to be around others that are going where we're going, but had a vision to where we could park ourselves and still grow underneath that particular vision and use their tools and resources to help as many others that we could, okay? And now the company itself is, even though it's in a steady growth, it's debt free. Okay, it's technology driven, which means that, hey, it keeps up with the times. It's based right out of Atlanta, Georgia. It's not out, amongst outside of the United States. And then you see the mission that they have is to simply empower people to attain success by acquiring more cash flow. Did that say anything about pills, potions, lotions, wraps, teas? No, it's saying let's focus on you. Let's get you together. And then as individuals start seeing that you're getting together, they're going to say, okay, what is it that they're doing? And how is it that they can help me, right? And the company has already generated over $500 million in cash flow. You see what I'm saying? So it's a proven track record. Why, as they say all the time, why try to reinvent the wheel? It's already proven. Let's jump in there. And the company is My Econ. So we, as an individual company, are Real University. You see, and so we said, hey, let's find a company that's doing the type of crusade that we're looking for, so that we can help even more people with our focus, which is on real estate. Okay, and so My Econ stands for My Economy. See, when you focus on your economy, you don't have to worry about the outside economy, right? Because your goal is to do what is best for you and your money, so that you and your household can do what you want, the freedom that you want, right? So now we're looking for cash flow, not income. Okay, cash flow. Cash flow is different from income. You might say, well, cash flow is income. Yes, it is. But income is not cash flow. Okay, let me explain. Income says that, hey, I make $40,000, right? And this $40,000, although I make it, I got $60,000 in bills. Okay, so that money comes in and it goes out. The money does not flow. There's no cash flow within your situation. You see what I'm saying? So as much as if you have $2,000 a month coming in, and you find yourself with more month than you have money, then it's time to revamp the situation. We need to add cash flow, right? And see, everybody says, yeah, Mike, that's why I'm trying to start this. That's why I'm trying to create that. That's why I'm trying to sell this. No. Let me reiterate that. No, it's about education first. Then you can see that there's already cash flow that's being zapped from you. Okay. See, everybody needs it. It's a universal concept, right? It's individuals, companies, nonprofits, right? Governments, etc. We, you, me, I, right? All those other vowels, right? So what we want to do is understand within that cash flow, it's essential, right? For lifestyle, for investing, for debt elimination, okay? So if you don't have the cash flow, this is why there's no success, because you're always having to pinch off the job. Then you want to go on vacation too, so you got to do something else, because maybe now you got to borrow, okay? And see, now you're borrowing, and guess what borrowing does? It has a penalty. That penalty is what? The interest. You're not just borrowing $5,000, you're borrowing $5,000 plus what? The 20%, right? So therefore, you are already now getting behind the eight ball because we couldn't afford what we needed the $5,000 for in the first place. So now we got to get back to the proper foundation to include more cash flow. So we're going to give you those financial strategies: personal credit, business credit, right? Cash flow management, business income, right? We give you strategies, not products to go sell. We have those because you need those to move, right? In order to create other things. But you already have what I call already money, right? So we're going to show you how to access that already money, okay, with the financial strategies. Then we're going to go to the products and services. We got the real estate, the automobiles, right? We got personal credit, business credit, right? We have travel. So we have the tools, the products and services that individuals love. And the biggest thing that we have is money. We have access to capital. Okay. And so if you don't have access to capital, or the way to get yourself ready to have access to capital, which is what? Personal credit, business credit. Okay. So now we're going to teach you to develop more cash flow with these financial strategies. Excuse me. And our income shifting membership can help you to develop that. Okay. And so when you understand what this membership is, like you go to the gym and you get this gym membership, right? It's the first of the month, right? First of the year, rather. And everybody's full. Everybody's getting it done. But then February comes and it's half done. And then, March comes and then nobody's there, right? So let's do something. Let's get us a membership that's going to free our minds so that we can have the time to get our bodies together, right? And that's the income shifting. The strategies in this membership empower us to generate more cash flow and to keep more of our cash flow. We understand that. Generate and keep. How you say, right? You need to understand just going out there selling is not going to help. If that was the case, I know that we are some of the hardest working individuals out there. We will hustle with this, hustle with that. We've seen that in our grandparents, parents, from the candy houses, right? We've all seen that, the liquor houses, all those different things that you've seen, right? To show that the hustle was already there. But see, we need something that creates cash flow. So the first thing that we do, we show you how to increase cash flow by revisiting the W-4. That's the form you filled out when you got your job. You see, they're taking 30 to 32% out of every time you get paid. If you had a 30% pay raise, listen to what I'm saying. Most pay raises are 2 to 3% a year. 2 to 3% a year. Inflation is 4 to 6% every other year. So if you're getting a pay raise of 2 to 3% a year, you're barely keeping up with inflation. It's probably outrunning you, okay? So what you have to do is understand to minimize your taxes at that job by adjusting your W-4 and getting a 30% pay raise. That's an immediate pay raise into your check. So we're going to minimize your taxes using those deductions as well, okay? Because once we say, hey, we got this 30% back, we don't want to just splurge and say, hey, I got an extra 30% and it doesn't go anywhere to help you. We want to continue helping you. So let's discover where's the rest of your cash flow, right? So we got cash flow in your internet service. So every time you pay the $60, $80 for internet, okay, portions of that or 100% of that should be coming back to your household. Understanding house-based business deductions. If you're not taking advantage of these deductions, this is your money you're giving away, right? By coming and being a part of what we're doing, you're going to get that 30%, and you don't have to actually get to a point where you have to pay it back at the end of the year, because we're going to give you business deductions. This is your already money. The driving, the mileage that you're doing, that can be 60 cents on every dollar that is just thrown away, right? If you're not taking advantage of that, you have to take advantage of that, okay? So what you got to do is now you got to understand, if you have, say, 10,000 miles, that's 10,000 miles times 62 cents. That's money you threw away, right? You got $100 a month paying for your phone bill. I know some phone bills, our phone bill is probably like $300 or so, okay? So that's a write-off. If you don't take advantage of your write-offs, you left this call without going to your purpose. There's no reason to get a better credit if you don't have the right foundation, because it's going to fall over. Okay. So we want to build credit as well. So as we're getting all these things together, we want you to decrease the amount of interest that you're paying. We want you to get to a place that where you walk in the bank and they say, hey, this is Mr. Holmes, right? This is Mr. Watts, right? This is Mr. So-and-so, right? So we want to get that credit together, right? Then we want to start eliminating the debt. When you are paying $400 to $800 a month in debt and you get rid of that, you just got an $800 a month increase into your household. So there's no need to get a second job if you just eliminate the debt, right? If you just get rid of the taxes from the income that the job's taken away from you, okay? So you get yourself into those positions and you're better. Now you're able to do what? Invest like the pros. You're free. You have the income, right? And you converted that into cash flow. Now the cash flow is starting to create assets because you're investing it, okay? So this is what we're doing. It's time to work on your purpose, all right? It's time to focus on your things that you want to do. If you leave this call and you don't achieve it, right? We some of us that's been around, it's time to dive in and say, okay, I want more, right? I want business ownership, because this empowers us to generate income, to build wealth, to minimize taxes, all at the same time. And you might be out there saying, Mike, I'm not trying to, start businesses. No, just understand what I'm saying. The business of recognizing the dollars that's already being taken out of your check, the dollars that's been taken away because you didn't know about business deductions. See, when you get in a business that's called tracking and managing my cash flow, now that's a business that you operate. You don't have to do anything outside of that. That's a business that you own, that you can now start to write off like the big boys. Now, as you're doing this, you're getting your credit together, you're getting your business credit together, right? So that you have options. Now, if you wanted to start a business, you can, because you have options. But if you don't, you can pass this knowledge down to your auntie, cousins, nephews, children, right? We can start this really generational wealth that we're talking about. But if we don't take care of the challenges within us, then we don't get over that, right? Because number one, business ownership is the fastest way to grow income. Number two, 2/3 of all millionaires, are business owners, okay? And like I said, you can get in a business of just tracking and managing your wealth, okay? So now you can do and jump in and understand in this business, it's time to think differently. What you have thought has got you what you have, right? So we want to think a little differently. Now, number three, direct sales and network marketing has reduced over 15 million millionaires, okay? So when you understand the process, and who doesn't need more money, better credit, right? Of course, we all do, right? And so real quickly, we have a number one cash flow product, the Elevation Travel, okay? And we can offer and say, hey, it's up to 70% off on travel. That's various things across the nation. And if we don't carry the lowest price, right, we're going to give you 110% cash back, right? How could you lose? This is the best membership I've ever seen. You see what I'm saying? It's a way to just work on myself. And guess what? Stop paying retail for everything. I'm a business owner. I shouldn't be paying retail. I should be getting my houses with equity in it, right? I should be getting cars because I am a part of a resource and networks of individuals that know and how to go into auctions and different things like that, right? We have been part of people that have been doing business for over 20 years, okay? And with this product, you can get reward credits. right? So every time you go out or you actually have a friend or a cousin or somebody like that, and they say, hey, I'm getting ready to go here, you just give them this link and say, hey, use this link to go there. And you're going to get reward credits. These reward credits are going to go toward like your gift cards and things like that, Starbucks, Home Depot, just various things, right? So you just get money to travel. My goodness. Oh. So as you see, over 1 million hotels and resorts, over 300,000 luxury residences. Okay, and that's your Airbnbs or different things like that. The sandals residences, okay, over 15,000 different cruises, rental companies for cars, flights all over the world, excursions, activities, and golfing, all those types of things. It's right there. So what we're trying to do is say, hey, you have it all. Get yourself to where you want to be. It's just that, right? Why wouldn't somebody say, yeah, I'm gonna work on myself? Right? Of course. So now, more money. Why? By building your business, because business income earned by enrolling people into our memberships, products, and services. It's just simple profit sharing, right? If you at your job and your job is hiring individuals, right? And your job says, hey, if you bring somebody over here, we will give you a handshake, right? Right? We'll give you a thank you, or maybe we'll give you this particular certificate, or maybe it may be a $25 gift certificate or something like that, right? But it's not much that they do. It's not like they're saying, hey, we're going to say every time this individual creates us $1, we're going to share this with you. You see what I'm saying? So we got to start thinking differently. We will tell people about a movie. We will tell people about a great restaurant, right? Me and my husband like to go to Carrabba's, right? Talk about it all the time. You see what I'm saying? And we tell people, hey, it's great. You got to go, right? Carrabba's ain't paying us a dime, right? But if you tell people how you getting your credit together, how you getting your business credit together, you're still working on yourself, right? And see, these success stories and testimonies, this is what does it. Right? This is what creates it. It's not that we're selling things. We're saying, hey, I'm working on myself. And you like to work on yourself, I can point you to the solution. You see what I'm saying? We use the automated technology, right? No more of that, type of thing to where, you are not knowing what to do, or you don't have the right tools, things that you need. But see, we can help to share the videos simply by what? Sharing success stories. Okay. So let's create the things, the purpose that we desire, right? The things that we like to have within ourselves. Okay. And see, we have the things that other people are looking for. The My Credit system, right? We have the videos, the templates. We have everything that person needs to sit down and get themselves into the credit that they desire. Okay. And if they don't want you, they say, Mike, I ain't got the time, right? Well, if that's the case, you can still actually pay somebody within the company to execute that for you, in the real university, execute that for you. You see what I'm saying? So no excuses. Identity theft, discount legal services, right? Other services, roadside services, man, nutritional products, you see? Why continue to get the things that you're getting at a retail cost? You don't have to do that any longer, right? So as we wrap this up and we're going to some demonstration, right? The income shifting membership, that is your business income system. It gives you income shifting strategy, which is your quick cash flow strategy, minimize your taxes, get out of debt, build great credit, and also invest and participate in the profit sharing as well. All right. We also have an elite membership too, and that just adds the elevation travel to your package. And we're not talking about any money right now, because for the next 30 days, our goal is to show you, okay, this is what we'll be doing. And we just ask you to grab the tools that you need, right? When we say, hey, the website, the software that's going to help you with your business, to track, to manage your cash flow, those are the tools that you need, right? To do business. And so that's what we'll be talking about. And so as we will start giving you, as you'll see tonight, the demonstration, personal credit and business credit demonstration. So what you're doing, if you were invited, take this time and you were like, man, wow, take this time, go ahead and get a pen, because now we're going to demonstrate, right? We're going to show you what we're doing, okay? Because right at this point in time, we are repairing personal credit, building business credit. We are right now leveraging credit. We have individuals that are already buying properties, already investing in properties, already establishing nonprofits, already establishing grants for feeding the children and feeding the elderly, right? We have already the systems in place for the elderly sittings. And so these things, we are investing in businesses because we are taking the time to get our personal credit together, get our business credit together, okay? And so if that's you, let's do it. Let's jump into, the ideal way, to get things done. Hold on one second, let me get this back in play. All right. So if you are that type of person, right, that says, hey, my goal is to get myself in a place that that I don't have to worry about anything, okay? And when I get into a place where I don't have to worry about anything, that's where I am, what they call Cadillacing, right? That's, I can tell them my age, right? So that's what they call, you hit the cruise control, right? And so you've gotten yourself to a place where your personal credit, business credit, and you're investing all at the same time, right? And so we have individuals like Pastor Sims who have parked their nonprofit so that you can achieve certain things that you may not be able to achieve with a new nonprofit, okay? So that's how we're obtaining grants. But we're not just out there saying, hey, anybody and everybody just come, because we're saying, hey, if you're not into personal development, if you're not into growth, if you're not into getting yourself into a place and you want to come and just pick off the fruit of the tree, right, and then run, right? Now, see, that's not what we're looking for. So that's why we don't have the $2,000-$3,000 for getting this done. Go ahead, price business credit right now and see what it is. Look it up, Google it right now. See what they charge for Credit Suite business credit, or to build your business credit. Find out what that is, okay? And then check about, how much it is for personal credit. What about the understanding of wealth principles of the Rule of 72? What about teaching you what is the ARV and how can I get my retail value, right? Or how can I get my equity, right? So what are the things that we're doing? Because if we don't know terms and definitions, we're always going to be taken advantage of. We're always going to walk into the bank and say, I really don't know about that thing. They just said I could have this money, right? We cannot come up and out, right, without understanding, what that is, okay? So I'm going to show you what your portal looks like, and then we're going to jump into, we'll do the business credit first, and then because I want to end with a demonstration for that, okay? So let me just right quick. And I definitely hope you guys are having a good time out there. And if you are having any questions, you can drop it over in the chat. I'm looking at it here on the other screen so that we can make sure that we can at least notate those. If we can't answer tonight, at least that we're to, get back with you and answer those questions for you. Okay. So let's think about what we're saying. We're talking about personal credit, business credit, and then understanding the process, right, of leveraging that credit, okay? When you understand this process, then there's nothing that you cannot achieve, because all you have to do is get a plan and then understand how much you're putting into the business. What are your profit margins, so you'll know when are you going to be in profit, and then you can see how long this loan that you have, right, invested before you can pay that off. You see what I'm saying? So all of that is planned. We'll be able to print you out a cash flow strategy, with this everything in line for you, okay, to show you, okay, hey, when do you want to retire, right? How much you want to retire with, okay, and how much debt do you have, right? So we're going to put that into a calculation, and if you choose to work with us, and we're going to give you a plan, and then you can take that plan and then implement your business plan. You see what I'm saying? Right? And now you have the goal, right? You have the confidence because you know you can get it done. And that's what we want for you. We want you to know that, hey, I can get this done. Let me think about it like this. Right now, I'm sure several of you have a job, right? Matter of fact, a friend of mine said that, hey, I just started a new job and they got me working throughout the week, but on one day they got me working 12 hours. It's just they ain't told me nothing, they ain't said nothing, but every time they got me doing it, right? And so that limits our choices, right? That limits our options. You see what I'm saying? So it's not the job itself, it's just that it tells you to do and you have to do, right? If you want to go on vacation, or God forbid something happens, right, and you need to be somewhere, and if they say you can't, who's the boss, right? So we got to get to a place to where we get away from the what I want to say, hope creed, right? I hope that they let me off so that I could go on the vacation, or I hope that they take my PTO and let me, take this time off, or I hope that they don't get mad when I come back from break a little late, right? We got to get to a place where we get to the wish creed instead of the hope creed, right? And the wish creed says, hey, I got cash flow. I got an extra 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 coming in every month. And I also got my savings in place. I got my personalized cash flow plan in place. I know where everything is, right? So I feel good. I really don't need the job, but I'm here so that the cash that can come in from the checks, it can add right to my cash flow. I really don't need it. So when I come back from break a little bit late, I wish they might say something, right? Excuse me. If I want to go on, a vacation and I really desire it, and now I wish they would tell me that I can't go. I'm looking for a reason. You see what I'm saying? So it's a different feel, all right? So let me share the screen with you guys so that you can see what I see. Do you see what I see? You tell me I can't see. Don't tell me I can't. Well, somebody probably needs to tell me, right? Let's rock, okay? Let me share this with you. All right, so you should be able to see the business credit builder screen, and I'm gonna give it a second or two. Right there, let me take that down so you can see what I see. All right, that should be there now. All right, so now you're looking at the business credit builder, okay? So what we want to show you is that we have a proven step-by-step plan, okay, to demonstrate. Tonight, we're going to show you how we're going to be demonstrating, okay? We want to give you a good brief overview of who we are, what we're doing, and then we're going to give you a couple of views into how we're going to demonstrate you every Thursday. We're going to plug in, we're going to be working on our personal credit, and we're going to be working on our business credit. And then we're going to give you an assignment, okay, so that you can complete and still work on your things, okay? So now that you can see here, we want to be able to start working on your fundability foundation. You see? So these are the first steps we'll start to take. And as you can see on the right side of your screen, that there are 7 steps here, okay? And we have a total of 8 tiers that we're going to be walking through, okay? So as you're getting this thing, these pieces, please take your notes so that you can see, where you want to go. Because think about it like this. If you take the time, then let's say to plant the seeds, right? Then they have a chance to grow. But if you don't ever plant the seeds, like what I'm saying, if you don't sit down and say, yes, I'm busy. Yes, I got my kids, got my significant other, whatever it is that you say is taking time away. If you're not serious and say, okay, I'm going to sit down and carve out an hour and learn how to get myself better. If I have challenges in reading, or if I have challenges learning a specific way, right? I have to get over that anxiety and talk to somebody and say, hey, I want to learn, but this is what I need here, right? So that's why I did it this way. So we'll be demonstrating. So we'll come and we'll say, okay, hey, you'll see an email after tonight. And so make sure that you guys, I have your emails, or, whomever invited you out, that you have gotten your emails to them so they can get it to me, however that is, right? Or you want to, however that is, you make sure I get, your emails, okay? So we're going to be giving you assignments, okay? Because now it's starting to get the business name, right? Business address, business entity, all these things, into the business bank account, setting up your business merchant accounts, right? And then we're jumping into establishing your business report. And that is your nav.com, your Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian business accounts. Okay, you're done in Bradstreet, establish you a pay debt score. Okay. Then we start building tier 1. Okay, we start adding different things, different vendors, right? Then we start to make sure we're monitoring our business reports, making sure that everything is okay. Then we bump into building tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. Okay. So as we're starting this Thursday, you're going to see an assignment that comes through, and to see if you have these basic steps together. Okay. Do you have your business name? Have you gotten into your EIN, right? So you need yourself a notebook or something digital, right? I like to keep mine right in my iPad, right? So that's how I like to keep mine. I have a notebook too, just in case, something happens. Okay. So this is how you're going to get your pieces together, business credit in line. Okay. So let's go into, and for these last 5 minutes here, let's go into the personal credit portion so you can see how we're going to outline that over there. Okay. Now, which of you that do not have a 700 don't want a 700? It's not a trick question, right? Which of you don't have enough income would like to have more cash flow? It's not a trick question. The only thing is different is it's like anything else. If I say, okay, hey, which of you want to do anything that requires discipline and creating more habits, better habits? That's not always an easy thing. So that's things like managing money better. That's things like eating right. That's things like, adding muscle or losing weight, right? So these things, even though this is better for us, it's best for us, right? We tend to have the procrastination or the TV or something else taking our focus so that we don't put the time in. See, what we have is a rat race, right? Well, nowadays, some people, you may say the Matrix. Okay, so back in the day, it was a rat race. I think some people still say the rat race, because the thing is, they just got you running around. You get the job, right? You just desire to work. You're from 16 because you need a little extra money to take the young lady out or hang out with the guys, right? Whatever that may be. I can only speak from a male point of view, but so now you're working now, and you wake up, you're 40. I mean, it goes just like that, right? You look up and you're like, man, you may have saved a little money, right? But nothing challenging, because the average person has about $46,000 saved in a 401k, right? And so the average person, it's difficult to put it on their hands on $1,000. That's 80% of the United States. but yet still they said we're the richest nation, right? And why is that? That's because what, 2% of the nation has like 50% of the wealth. It's got to be something that what they know. So we got to do something different. Okay. So let me show you the personal credit portal, and then we'll be out of here. Okay. Let me make sure that we get into a practice client first. I don't want to flash anybody's information. All right, so let me switch this over. Now that I have that. And I hope you are taking great notes. You know, I really do. I hope you don't take this and just, but if it is, we've already, you know, said in our hearts, those of us that showed up, that if those that we invite, you know, those that say they have a desire to do something better with their life, if they say and they don't want to do, we've made a choice, a conscious choice to say we're going on, right? We've made a choice to say, hey, gotta go, right? So let's rock and roll. Let me share the screen with you, and we'll be out of here. Okay, let me show you what this looks like. Okay, so now some of you have already started. You've gotten your Credit Hero Score invite, as you have already gotten yourself into the portal. Okay, so as a client on this side, your portal looks like this. You'll be able to track your initial scores as you start to place the letters in the mail, right? That will also show here. And those of you that are on here tonight and tonight only, we will be executing these steps within the system. Normally, you're using the system of the videos and you're using the paper templates, right? Nothing's wrong with those. It's definitely the same thing. We're just going to be doing it digitally. Okay. Those of you that showed up tonight, we're going to be doing it digitally. You can tell others that said, hey, you know, whatever the thing was that they said they couldn't make it for whatever reason, that's cool, right? So they also have a reward also, because within the invite, when I sent out that invite, it said that, hey, in order for you to receive the link, text I'm on my purpose to 805-387-3639. Okay. And those of you that did that, I have a special reward that will be coming out, right? And you'll see it in your email. So, and that's what it's going to take. You have to get to a place to where you understand that God is in the details. Okay. And so what you're trying to express is always in the quiet voice. Okay. You got to get to a place to where you are executing almost automatically, right? You have this thing in your mind right now that says, I don't like meetings, that says, I ain't got time to tune in to no online stuff. But at the same time, you're going to the job for 40 hours a week. You'll complain about not having enough money, right? So we are here to pull back the covers, to stop pulling the punches and say, okay, hey, if you really want this in life, here it is. We're laying it out for you. We're going to show every Thursday. Now, those that you want to invite from here on out, they can still come to Thursdays, but they'll be doing theirs, manually. Okay. So they can still do it. They still follow the steps. Everything's still the same. We're just going to be able to do ours digitally. Okay. And so now this tracking here, when you are a affiliate as well, that means that you are not only working on your credit, but you are also, you have also referrals that are coming in. Then your referrals will also show up just like this, but you will have a portal to be able to look at your referrals and see where they are. You see what I'm saying? So you can create for yourself a business within a business. That's the awesome thing about what we're doing without you even trying. You're just focusing on you. And then as you come across somebody, they say, man, my credit sucks. You be like, man, that sucks for you. Now I'm just like, he's like, hey, if you want to get it, I can point you to, the individual. I can point you to Savion. He can show you how to get it done, right? He can just point you to the right way. Okay. So what we want to do, we want to be able to do that. So as we are helping first-time home buyers, as we are helping individuals that are wanting to save their houses, or we're helping people that want to get an automobile, right? Because they're going through our network. So whatever these individuals are, you'll be able to put them into your portal and you'll be able to keep up with them. Okay, this comes with what we're doing, man. It's exciting, man. This is what I always wanted somebody to do for me, right? So I did it for others. And I've known that some people just are not going to be attracted to this type of thing because they want to have the excuse to say, I tried this and it didn't work. So they want to have the excuse to say, I looked on YouTube and I tried that right there and it didn't work. I tried some letters on Instagram, that I said, and they ain't work. So that building credit stuff, they don't work. Oh, I heard about that business credit stuff. And I already know, hey, some people need to have something to blame. But if you want to remove the blame and you want to get yourself right, it's all about expressing the purpose in 2023. This is where you need to be. Okay. And so as a client, you'll be able to see everything that they are that they have going on with their credit. And then as a company, we'll be able to upload their various things, right? We'll have copies of everything. They'll be able to upload it without having to send it by, picture but we can do those things for individuals that, really don't deal with technology. We can upload it, we can receive it and upload it as well. Okay. So wrap it up, right? So what we're doing, personal credit, business credit, into leveraging credit, because if you don't have the assets, then there's nothing that is going to happen. You're going to end up doing McDonald's, or you're going to be in the Walmart parking lot, right? Because you got to create a post-retirement income, and we don't want to be in that place. You see what I'm saying? So we got to think today. I don't care if you're 12. If you're 12 years old, you may not be able to, like if you're watching this, right, and you are a child, right, but you can understand and comprehend. You can do real estate investing. You can. You may not be able to get the different things like the sign up for the different software and things like that you have to be 18 for, but you can do real estate investing, and we can show you that. So you guys that have children, let's get this generational wealth thing. Let's stop this celebrating before we have made it. Let's stop this thing to where I got some money and now I want to go on vacation and show off on Instagram and when I get back and I'm broke. Let's stop this trying to be better than the Joneses. Let's stop this thing that says, hey, I've been in this apartment for 10 years, but I'm trying to go get me a Maserati. Let's get out of that backwards thing, guys. We've been placed in it. Yes, we've been oppressed. Yes, we've been right, but we now have the opportunity to make a choice. Let's make that choice different for 2023, guys, right? So let me get up out of here, and I appreciate you because you have tuned in. I don't appreciate you because of me. I don't appreciate you because of anything that I'll be receiving. I appreciate you because you have decided to tune in, right, to get yourself to a better place. And that's what's most important to me, and that's why I'm looking. That's why I continue to reach out. That's why we talk, right? Because now we can execute different things, right? And then what I wanted you to see is just a testimony so you can understand how to start, right? Don't just start by saying, I need something to sell so I can make some more money. That's a bad foundation. So we're going to let one of our esteemed associates tell you a little bit more. And then, guys, I'll be back for 2 seconds. This will be about 2 minutes long. And a little testimony, and then we'll say goodbye. So about 2-3 more minutes.
Hey, what's going on, family? It's yours truly, Nick Woodard, checking in with you. Another amazing day. Hey, real quick, I want to just share my personal testimony on how my econ, the personal financial success company, has helped change me and my family's life, right? So before my econ, I was living not even paycheck to paycheck. I was living getting paid Friday to being broke on Monday, right? I had credit cards maxed out. I was in debt up to my neck and was clueless about money. So So I was introduced to this opportunity by my personal mentor, Mr. Terrence Hill, the founder of the Financial Blueprint Academy, because we believe in giving people a financial peace of mind, right? And he shared this information with me, and based off the first strategy when it comes to cash flow management, I was able to legally adjust my W-4 form as well as my wife's, and we income shifted an extra $700 back into our household each and every month, right? And we took the new cash flow and put it towards our debt. And up to today's date, we have snowballed over $50,000 in debt at the government's expense, right? And on top of that, we have actually cash flowed just over $100,000 by applying these strategies. So I encourage each and every one of you to reach out to anyone you hear who is talking about personal financial success, representing my econ, because we're all about changing lives and we want to welcome you to the financial journey. Have a blessed one. Peace.
All right, guys, that was it. I just wanted to show you that, real individuals are getting this done. And I also want you to see, grab the foundation, because the steps are going through. Yes, there's opportunities for the real estate investing and things like that. But but we got to get the basics together so that we don't get into out of order. Okay, then we end up in a place to where we're looking for a home run, but we have not stepped up to the plate and started making base hits. Okay, so what that means is, let's get to a place to where we get all the cash flow necessary. Stop the cash flow killers, the inflation, the taxes, right? The not having the understanding of writing off my lifestyle, right? And not getting my credit together, not taking too long for those things, okay? So that's what I wanted to turn those in. And as we leave you, and as you log out or however you do, I want to leave with you a testimony on business credit. But you guys have a wonderful evening. Peace.
Hi, my name is Jim. I'm the owner of Morningstar Disability, which is a disability firm. I'm actually recording this video testimony, as you see here, at my home office. I just want to do a quick video because I just want to inform the populace out there how excited we are about the Business Finance Suite, because for all intents and purposes, there's not a lot, and I've done plenty of research, and I'm sure you probably have as well, on the internet regarding business credit, how to obtain it, what are the 1, 2, 3 steps of how to get business credit and secure financing, which is so important for a small business such as myself to be able to survive and thrive in today's economy. I'm sure that you can agree with that. And so what's great about it is the fact that you have the support with the team, right? The Finance Suite product is so integral for our business because of the fact that it teaches you how to structure your business properly. There were some things that I was missing. There were some things that I had, but there were some things that I was missing, as well as the credit profiles and things like that to be created, and then vendor trade lines. Like, we would never know what types of what are the criteria that are necessary, the underwriting guidelines for the vendors to be selective, that when we would choose them, that we would be approved versus something where it would be where it would negatively impact our credit because we were just taking a shot in the dark, right? So I thought that was very, very important. Of course, where are you going to find that? No one's telling you anything about that, right? And then of course, then to be able to get business credit cards in my business name with no personal guarantee, because most of the time they want to get your social security number when you're applying for business credit cards. So this totally separates my personal from my business, which is awesome. And then of course, the major thing is securing financing. We all need financing and working capital. My business sure does and did at the time. And so it's awesome. I'm very excited where I'm at today. I'm very excited in the process. The team is very supportive, right? They're very knowledgeable about business credit and securing the best financial options for you, right? And they go through everything thoroughly. I couldn't say enough about it. But again, because of the fact that it is exclusive, you don't see it anywhere else on the internet. This put everything, it's like a one-stop shop, put everything all at my fingertips. And with that being said, hey, it allows me to have control, which is what I like, to have full control over the success of my business, and I'm sure that you would agree. So anyway, that's my testimony. Go out and buy your own Business Finance Suite. Thank you.